Emerging from the heart of the Italian Renaissance, Mannerism stands as a captivating and often misunderstood period in art history. It was a movement born from a reaction against the harmonious ideals of the High Renaissance, epitomized by masters like Leonardo da Vinci and Raphael. Mannerism dared to challenge the established norms, ushering in an era of artistic exploration characterized by elegance, artificiality, and intellectual complexity. This essay aims to delve into the captivating world of Mannerism, exploring its origins, characteristics, and lasting impact on the trajectory of Western art. We will explore how Mannerist artists, with their elongated figures, vibrant palettes, and enigmatic compositions, challenge the very definition of beauty and push the boundaries of artistic expression. From the towering figures of Michelangelo to the ethereal Madonnas of Parmigianino, Mannerism gifted the world with a visual language rich in symbolism and psychological depth. Join us as we journey through the elegant rebellion of Mannerism, uncovering the stories whispered by elongated limbs, crowded canvases, and the captivating gaze of figures caught between worlds. Through this exploration, we hope to shed light on this pivotal period in art history, appreciating Mannerism not merely as a stylistic departure, but as a vital bridge between the Renaissance and the Baroque, forever shaping the course of artistic expression. To understand Mannerism, we must first journey back to the High Renaissance, a period defined by its pursuit of idealized beauty, harmonious compositions, and a mastery of perspective and anatomy. This era, spanning roughly from the late 15th century to the early 16th century, was marked by an unparalleled focus on achieving perfection in art. Artists of this time were deeply influenced by the classical ideals of ancient Greece and Rome, striving to create works that epitomized balance, proportion, and a sense of divine order. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci, with his enigmatic Mona Lisa, and Raphael, renowned for his serene Madonnas, embodied the spirit of this era. Their works were celebrated for their technical precision, emotional depth, and the ability to capture the human experience in a way that felt both real and idealized. These masterpieces were not just paintings, they were visual symphonies that resonated with the cultural and intellectual currents of their time. However, by the late 15th and early 16th centuries, a new generation of artists began to emerge, questioning the very principles that defined the High Renaissance. These artists were not content with merely replicating the achievements of their predecessors. They sought to push the boundaries of artistic expression, exploring new themes, techniques, and perspectives that reflected the changing world around them. The world itself was changing. The rise of the Reformation and political instability across Europe created a sense of uncertainty and unease that seeped into the artistic consciousness. The once stable and harmonious worldview of the High Renaissance was giving way to a more fragmented and complex reality. This period of upheaval and transformation provided fertile ground for the emergence of Mannerism, an art movement that sought to capture the tension and ambiguity of the times. Mannerist artists, rather than replicating the idealized forms of their predecessors, sought to imbue their works with a sense of drama, emotion, and intellectual sophistication. They were fascinated by the idea of art as a means of exploring the human psyche, delving into the complexities of emotion, identity, and perception. Their works often featured intricate symbolism and allegory, inviting viewers to engage in a deeper, more contemplative experience. They rejected the pursuit of perfect naturalism, instead embracing exaggeration, distortion, and a heightened sense of artificiality. This was a deliberate departure from the ideals of the High Renaissance, reflecting a new artistic sensibility that valued creativity and innovation over adherence to established norms. This shift in artistic sensibilities manifested in a variety of ways, from the elongated limbs and contorted poses of figures, which conveyed a sense of tension and unease, to the use of vibrant, often clashing colors, which added a dynamic and sometimes unsettling quality to their compositions, and the creation of complex, even chaotic compositions. These works were characterized by their intricate detail and layered meanings, challenging viewers to look beyond the surface and engage with the deeper themes and ideas embedded within each piece. The result was an art form that was both intellectually stimulating and visually arresting, challenging viewers to look beyond surface appearances and engage with the deeper meaning embedded within each carefully constructed scene. Mannerism, with its emphasis on complexity and ambiguity, offered a new way of seeing the world, One of the most striking characteristics of Mannerism is its departure from the naturalistic representation of the human form that characterized the High Renaissance. Mannerist artists embraced exaggeration, elongating limbs, twisting torsos, and contorting figures into poses that defied both anatomy and gravity. These elongated forms, far from being anatomical inaccuracies, were deliberate artistic choices intended to convey a sense of elegance, sophistication, and otherworldly beauty. The human body became a vehicle for expressing emotions, ideas, and the complexities of the human condition. Adding to the sense of drama and artifice were the crowded compositions that characterized many Mannerist works. Figures were often packed tightly into the picture plane, their limbs intertwined in a complex dance of gestures and glances. This departure from the balanced compositions of the High Renaissance created a sense of dynamism and tension, drawing the viewer's eye across the canvas in a whirlwind of movement and emotion. These crowded scenes often possessed a theatrical quality, as if the artists were staging elaborate plays on canvas. The use of dramatic lighting, vibrant colors, and intricate details further heightened the sense of theatricality, immersing the viewer in a world of heightened emotion and symbolic meaning. Section 4. Color as Emotion, the Palette of Mannerism. Just as Mannerist artists challenged the conventions of form and composition, they also broke free from the restrained palettes of their High Renaissance predecessors. The High Renaissance was known for its balanced and harmonious use of color, where hues blended seamlessly to create a naturalistic and serene effect. However, Mannerist artists sought to evoke a different kind of response from their viewers. Color became a powerful tool for conveying emotion, symbolism, and a sense of the uncanny. Mannerist painters used color to express the inner turmoil and complex emotions of their subjects, often creating a sense of tension and unease. While the High Renaissance favored harmonious color palettes that blended seamlessly together, Mannerist artists embraced bold contrasts and jarring juxtapositions. This departure from tradition allowed them to explore new realms of artistic expression and to challenge the viewer's perception. Vibrant hues, such as electric blues, shocking pinks, and acidic greens were often placed side by side, creating a sense of visual excitement and unease. These striking color combinations were not just for aesthetic purposes. They were carefully chosen to evoke specific emotional responses and to draw attention to particular elements within the composition. These unconventional color choices were not merely decorative. They served a deeper symbolic purpose. Each color was imbued with meaning, often reflecting the themes and narratives of the artwork. Certain colors held specific meanings, often drawn from religious or mythological contexts. For instance, red can symbolize passion or martyrdom, while green might represent rebirth or immortality. For example, the vibrant blue often used in depictions of the Virgin Mary's robes symbolized both her purity and her heavenly status. This use of color helped to convey the spiritual significance of the subject and to elevate the viewer's experience. Moreover, the interplay of light and shadow in Mannerist paintings further heightened the emotional impact of their color palettes. The dramatic use of key colors, the contrast between light and dark, added depth and scenes. Dramatic contrast between figures and dark backgrounds, a sense of theatricality, adding to the enigmatic and often unsettling. This technique drew the viewer's eye to the focal points of the color. Through their innovative use of color, Mannerist artists were able to push the boundaries of traditional art and to create works that continue to captivate and intrigue audiences to this day. Section 5. Beyond the Surface. Decoding the Philosophy of Mannerism. To truly appreciate Mannerism, one must look beyond its stylistic innovations and delve into the intellectual and philosophical currents that shaped the movement. This requires an understanding of the broader cultural and historical context in which Mannerism emerged. Mannerism was more than just a rejection of High Renaissance ideals. It was a reflection of the changing times and a new way of seeing the world. The High Renaissance celebrated harmony, balance, and proportion, while Mannerism embraced complexity, tension, and distortion. The 16th century was a period of great upheaval and uncertainty. Europe was undergoing significant transformations that affected every aspect of life, from politics and religion to science and exploration. The rise of the Reformation, which challenged the authority of the Catholic Church and led to widespread religious conflict. The discovery of the New World, which expanded the horizons of the known world and introduced new cultures and ideas, and ongoing political conflicts, which created instability and a sense of anxiety about the future, all contributed to the atmosphere of the time. This atmosphere of intellectual and spiritual unrest found expression in the art of the time. Mannerist artists responded to these changes by creating works that reflected the complexity and uncertainty of their world. Mannerist artists, influenced by the philosophical ideas of Neoplatonism and Hermeticism, sought to explore the deeper meanings of existence. They were fascinated by the relationship between the material world and the divine realm, and their art often sought to bridge the gap between the two. They believed that true beauty lay not in the perfect imitation of nature, as the Renaissance artists had strived for, but in the artist's ability to capture the essence of an idea or emotion. This led to a focus on expression in the inner life of the subject. This emphasis on intellectualism and symbolism is evident in the complex allegories, hidden meanings, and intricate compositions that characterize many Mannerist works. The ambiguous narratives and mysterious elements in Mannerist art invite viewers to look deeper and question the surface appearance of things. Figures often gaze out at the viewer with enigmatic expressions, inviting interpretation and contemplation. These expressions are not just about the external appearance, but hint at a deeper, often elusive, inner reality. The viewer becomes an active participant in deciphering the painting's message, engaging in a kind of intellectual game with the artist. This interaction between the viewer and the artwork is a hallmark of Mannerist art. Engaging with Mannerist art is not a passive experience. It requires thought, reflection, and a willingness to explore the layers of meaning embedded in the work. This makes Mannerism a deeply rewarding and intellectually stimulating artistic movement.